Bracken Ridge Uniting Church is located on the corner of Pellinor Road and Bracken Street, Bracken Ridge. The single-storey building contains the church, Gaskell Room, Harwood Room and a kitchen. There are multiple exits from the building and an assembly point at the front of the church. This safety presentation is based on the requirements of the Queensland Building Fire Safety Regulation 2008. In this presentation, we will look at the escape routes, exits and assembly areas, the location of the firefighting equipment, the use of the firefighting equipment, and finally, the evacuation procedure itself. As part of this procedure, we will also look at the specific duties of event leaders and assistants. A full version of the Bracken Ridge Uniting Church's Fire and Evacuation Plan is available from the office for perusal upon request. Now, let's look at the escape routes and exits. It is important that you are familiar with all escape routes. In the event that your main escape route is blocked, you will need to use the alternative evacuation route. If you are in the church, move back to the main entry doors and proceed through the foyer. Once outside, move to the church sign, which serves as the assembly point. In the event that the main entry is blocked or congested, the secondary exit is via the sliding glass door on the opposite side of the church. Proceed to the door and exit out into the backyard. Once in the backyard, there are two paths around the building to the assembly area. The shortest path of travel is via the front of the building. Occupants should turn right when leaving the building. Proceed through the gates and turn right again. Walk along the front of the building to Pellinor Road. Once on Pellinor Road, continue up the footpath and assemble at the church sign, which is the designated assembly point. If this path of travel is unavailable, then occupants should turn left when leaving the building. Walk back along the side of the building and then turn left. Walk along the end of the building and turn left again. Move back along the side of the church to the marked assembly area. If you are in the Gaskell Room, the main exit route is through the main entry doors. Move to the entry doors. Proceed through these doors and meet at the church sign, which serves as the assembly area. An alternative exit from the Gaskell Room is back down the hall towards the office. Move out the fire exit and turn left. Walk back around the building and meet at the church sign, which serves as the assembly area. If you are meeting in the Harwood Room, the quickest exit is via the Gaskell Room. Move into the Gaskell Room via the open end of the room. In the event that the room is enclosed, the highlighted door is to be used. Move across the Gaskell Room to the main entry doors. Proceed through these doors and meet at the church sign, which serves as the assembly area. If this exit route is blocked, the secondary evacuation route from the hall is via the door at the western end of the Harwood Room. Proceed out this door and turn right. Move out the exit door before turning left and walking back around the building to the church sign, which serves as the assembly point. Once occupants have been moved safely to the assembly point and the roll call completed, occupants are to wait for further instruction. Under no circumstance is anyone to re-enter the building until the all clear has been given. In some cases, it may be necessary for persons waiting at an assembly point to move further from the building to a safe place. If this is required, occupants will be instructed by evacuation coordinators or emergency services to proceed up Pellinor Road and wait in the church car park. Now, let's look at the locations of the various pieces of firefighting equipment. There are 4 fire extinguishers located within the building. There are water fire extinguishers located in the church foyer and on the right-hand side of the main entry doors to the Gaskell Room. Dry powder fire extinguishers can be found in the church office and the kitchen. Alongside the extinguisher in the kitchen is a fire blanket. If required, a first aid kit can also be found in the kitchen. Firstly, it is important that you only use the firefighting equipment if it is safe to do so and you are confident in using it. Fires can be dangerous, and you should always be certain that you will not endanger yourself or others when attempting to put out a fire. Bracken Ridge Uniting Church has both white banded dry chemical and solid red water fire extinguishers. A water fire extinguisher is suitable for use on paper, textile, wood, plastic and rubber fires. They must not be used on electrical fires as this could lead to electrocution. Dry chemical fire extinguishers contain a powdered substance that when discharged can be used on most classes of fire, including equipment that is connected to an electrical source. To operate a fire extinguisher, remember the PASS acronym. P, pull the pin. A, aim the nozzle. S, squeeze the trigger. And S, sweep the fire side to side. Pull the pin. Hold the extinguisher upright and twist the pin to break the seal. Once this has been done, pull the pin to release the trigger. This will allow you to discharge the extinguisher. Aim the nozzle. Before approaching the fire, it is a good idea to test the extinguisher first. Once this has been done, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. By doing so, you will hit the fuel source. If you aim at the flames, the powder will fly right through the fire and have little or no effect at all. Squeeze the trigger. Pressing the 2 handles together will release the pressurised extinguishing agent in the extinguisher. Sweep from side to side. Start using the extinguisher from a safe distance away and then slowly move forward. It is important to continue to sweep the fire until the fire is completely out. Once the fire is out, keep an eye on the area in case it reignites. Fire blankets are used to put out fires that cannot be extinguished with water alone, and to save people whose clothing may be on fire. Fire blankets work on fires which are being fueled by ordinary combustibles such as wood or paper, by flammable liquids like oil or gas, and by combustible metals including magnesium and titanium. To use the fire blanket, you will first need to remove the fire blanket from its wall-mounted holder. This is done by pulling the 2 tabs at the bottom. Unfold the blanket so it is completely opened. hold the fire blanket with your hands wrapped in the top edge of the blanket. This will protect your hands from the heat and flames. Cover the flames completely with the fire blanket by throwing or placing the blanket on top of the fire and leaving it there until the fire goes out. Let the fire blanket cool completely for 30 minutes to an hour after the fire is out. As most fire blankets are designed to be reused, it can then be folded up and returned to the wall-mounted holder. The final rule to remember if you choose to fight a fire is to always position yourself with an exit or means of escape at your back. You do not want to become trapped if something unexpected happens and you need to get out quickly. Now, let's look at the evacuation procedure. If you are the first person to locate a fire, alert the group leader and, only if it is safe to do so, attempt to extinguish the fire. Remember to make sure you have a clear exit before doing so. Meanwhile, other members of the group should prepare to evacuate. On hearing an evacuation instruction, immediately cease all activity and switch off any appliances, equipment or machinery if it is safe to do so. You can then assist any person experiencing difficulty with the evacuation. Take a quick look to your left and right to see who is standing or sitting nearby. Walk quickly and calmly to the assembly area via the nearest exit. At the assembly area, form into groups to assist the leader to ensure everyone has been safely evacuated. Report to the leader if you cannot locate the person that was to your left or right before you evacuated. Do not re-enter the building. Remain at the assembly area until otherwise instructed. If for any reason you need to leave before the all clear is given, please let the leader know that you are leaving. If you are the evacuation coordinator or the person leading an activity or program, there are additional duties to be performed as part of the evacuation process. You need to investigate the fire situation. If there is any doubt regarding whether there is a fire situation, call the fire service. You must ensure the safe evacuation of all occupants from the building. Account for all occupants at the assembly area. Ensure occupants do not attempt to re-enter the building until it is safe to do so, and meet the fire service and advise them of any information relevant to the emergency. As there are a number of tasks needing to be completed, it may be necessary to share these duties between attendees to ensure a safe evacuation. It is recommended that the evacuation coordinator or the person leading an activity allocate tasks at the beginning of each event. That concludes the Bracken Ridge Uniting Church's Fire and Evacuation Instruction presentation. If you have any questions about any of the information given in this presentation, please contact the church office.